Hey guys, so today I drew Tighnari from the Genshin Impact universe. Um, Basically, there's a new country out called Sumeru, and they have new characters, so that's where he's from. I don't know. To be honest, Sumeru has a lot of controversy around it because it's supposed to be Egyptian, Indian, and African, kind of mixed into one. But the problem is a lot of the characters weren't as dark skinned as people were hoping, so that way it would implement more like variety and diversity in terms of how people look in the game. And overall it was kind of sad, but at the same time there are still characters that I like. Tighnari was the first Dendro character that I ever got. I know there's also Kali you can get as well. Overall, for this round's pull, because there's another banner with Master Zhongli in it as well, I only pulled on the Tighnari one, and I did get him on my first go, so I'm happy with that. However, for other characters, I think the only one that I'm looking forward to is maybe Sino, and that's basically it. He's the character that they showed. He has this headpiece that looks like a jackal, but he doesn't have like any dog features. Basically, Tighnairi is the one who actually is a fennec fox, so he has like a lot of canine features, and he also has big ears and a fluffy tail, which is super cute. Overall, he's my favorite, but I think I'm kind of biased because I also like Goru, and for some reason, I like people with fluffy ears and tails when it comes to characters. Um, I think that's just a me thing in terms of like, oh, it shows your personality more and stuff like that. So yeah. Um I didn't have the green for his hair, to be honest. It was a very bright green and I didn't have that, so I mixed a darker green with yellow and tried to brighten it up and give it like more of the look that he has. But yeah, basically there was some parts like his hair. It looks like it has blue undertones to it or blue highlights. However, it's not very obvious when you look at references and photos. So I decided to just do what I thought was best and kind of mix a dark blue and then also have like the top of his head be like completely black. So it's a mixture for his hair just so that way I get the right tones of it. Um yeah, there's some colors again where I don't have the specific colors, so I'm trying to make do with my mixing in terms of like markers, but I'm not that good to be honest at that. But so far, like the layer and the shading is getting better, is what my friend told me. So yeah, to be honest, I wasn't too pleased with the Sumeru story quest just because there's one of the quests where it takes forever and they basically want you to do like a setup a festival by helping these little mushroom leaf spirit guys. They're like these creatures that you can find in the jungle. However, it takes so long, and on top of that, when it tells you to go find them, it's like they don't pinpoint where they are. You literally have to go search for them in the jungle, and I guess if you get close enough, they'll tell you where it is. But honestly, it's very annoying, and it's been like 2 days since I've been doing it, and so literally I haven't even finished yet. By the time you guys see this video, I'm probably not even done the quest because it's taking so long, and like, half of the time I'm working as well within the week, so it doesn't help that the quest is like very annoying for me. Um Honestly, I think it takes way too long, and I know it's leading up to like this big boss battle, but I'm just awaiting for that, so that's why I'm doing it. But honestly, I don't feel like it that much anymore. A lot of like some of my friends kind of gave up in terms of Genshin story wise, just because they don't make it super exciting. It's just you standing there and then talking to a character, a few cutscenes, and then some battles of some sort, and then they make you teleport around, so you have to go around to different locations to meet up with other characters and stuff like that. And it's just overall basically the same thing. And on top of that, sometimes they have annoying new puzzles. To be honest, a lot of the puzzles are very complicated, and I don't think it's just me, but a lot of people, it's like you can't even find the hints in the game of how the puzzle is supposed to be completed. So, unless you search up someone who actually already finished the quests, like videos on YouTube and stuff like that, normally it's very difficult to even like complete it. Yeah, so I don't know how I feel in terms of like, because I'm pretty sure when I looked at like Genshin content in terms of games, like in terms of the gameplay for stories, in the beginning I used to time it as in like, oh, it's been like this many hours since I started the quest. I think original quests were around like 1 hour at most. To be honest, they didn't take that long. It was like 1 to 2 hours and that was it. The Sumeru one took me like 3 to 5 hours, and it was basically mainly just going through talking, which would take longer. There's a lot of parts where I was just like pressing the talk button and reading really fast to get it going. But honestly, if you're just gonna sit there and watch them talk, it's very long and like it keeps going and it's not super fun. It's intriguing in terms of the story is very interesting, but it's not interesting enough like in terms of like the gameplay and what they make you do for you to like want to continue on with the story. Yeah, that's basically it for what I had to say about the new quests. It's a bit long and just not fun. I don't mind a long quest as long as there's like stuff to do that's fun and intriguing. But doing difficult puzzles that like some people can't even solve right away, or like, it takes a long while to even like figure out, like that's not really fun. And also just listening to, I have no problem with listening to characters talk, but they were going on and on for so long, and it's like, when is it gonna be done? Yeah. But I think what keeps me going is the fact that there are characters that I like to play as, so I mainly farm for them, and that's basically it. Um, I also like to be a little bit competitive in terms of right now, one of my friends is AR Adventure Rank 57 and I am also 57. I just caught up with him this month and I'm trying to actually beat his rank. It's just for fun. Literally, I'm just trying to collect as many chests and like the waypoints and the statue of the seven archon statues, so that way I can get as many points as possible. It's literally all that I've been doing, to be honest. But yeah. Anyways, Tighnairi is my favorite because he's super fluffy and he's also really smart. He's a jungle caretaker. He takes care of the jungle and he watches over like all of the plants and stuff like that. Super cool. He's different from other characters that I like because originally characters that I like Taya and what else? I'm not gonna name them all, but basically they normally have like a smug side to them, like they're pretty smug and they seem overly confident. Tighnairi is confident, but he's more so like just telling you the information he knows. Um, he seems more firm with how he speaks compared to like other characters too. He's not really like fooling around. So yeah, I'd like to see the aspect of like if he ever does that. I notice he doesn't have that smile that most characters that I like have, which is like the smug smile. If you pay attention to like Kaya a lot, he does that a lot. So yeah. Overall, the outfit was a bit complicated to color in, but I did love how there was different aspects to it, like a flower on his, it's like near his chest and his shoulder at the same time, like his upper chest area. And he also has a tiny cape, which I did not draw in because it's like super in the back, so you don't really see it. But he has this cape that flows when you run, and it kind of reminds me of Kaya, but Kaya's cape is longer, so Tighnairi's is just a little cape. It looks like leaves. I'm not that used to actually playing as Tighnari though, because he is a bow and arrow user. A lot of characters that I play normally use the short swords or the claymores, so having a character that uses bow and arrow is kind of a challenge for me. I never really liked the style of playing. I know a lot of people like that style of playing, but to be honest, using a bow and arrow in the game feels different from playing with like having a short sword or a claymore. So it's really a struggle for me to get used to that type of thing. So I'm trying my best. I think with him, I might actually try to level him up and see if I can get good at actually having a bow and arrow character in my team. To be honest, Kaya is one of my mains, and then I use Aether as well, and they both use short swords, so yeah. And sometimes I even struggle with Diluc because I do use him on my team. He uses a claymore, but it's such a big weapon that it's honestly sometimes very slow, and the way you swing too, like you have to pay attention how you swing the sword, because sometimes it's overly slow and I end up getting hit by the enemy before I can even just hit them once. So yeah, I'm kind of a noob when it comes to certain characters with weapons. Tighnairi has a hoodie, and then one of his sleeves is long sleeve and his other sleeve is a short sleeve, so that's different. Kind of reminds me of Kazuha, to be honest, because Kazuha also has like, I think one of his sleeves is longer than the other. For Tighnari, there's a lot of dark elements to his costume. I thought there would be more green in terms of that he was a Dendro character, but the designs do look cool, so I'm not complaining there. There's a lot of like different colors and different patterns on his shirt. And then I am coloring his he has different like layers and stripes of clothing like for his like sweater. So there's some parts that kind of look of like a tan color, so that's what I'm putting in now. I'd like to say there was so much detail. It took me like an hour to actually color this in. Usually it takes like 30 to 40 minutes to color in like a drawing, but Genshin characters often take longer just because the amount of details they have and different patterns on their clothing. So it does take a long while. This took way longer than I expected, but then again, I was kind of like, it's a Genshin character, so there's gonna be a lot of different colors and patterns as well. Um, it was a bit overwhelming, but I have to say, because recently I also did a Diluc drawing for his Red Dead of Night, like, skin, and to be honest, that one was also a bit overwhelming. So what I do for Genshin characters is I normally look at the specific parts of the clothing and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take it slow, and from there color based on parts and stuff like that, or like specific colors. Tighnari also has like this rope belt detailing, so I added that as well. It's also like three colors. It's pink, blue, and gray. So that was a bit difficult to add. I also didn't have space to draw all of it, so I had to like cut it off somewhere. And his gloves, like the end of the gloves, have this big cuff on it, so I wanted to get that detailing in as well. The only thing I didn't add is on his back, he has this golden thing that's, I don't even know what it is, to be honest, because I didn't research much about the character. But basically, there's this giant circle thing that he has that has like this really pretty design, but I decided not to add it because I didn't have like a good enough reference to see the view of what it was. Also, I thought because it was on his back, it wouldn't be like the main focus anyway, so I kind of just took it off, like I didn't draw it for him. And then he has his fluffy ears. I tried to make it look as fluffy as possible in my style. I know in the Genshin style, they look a bit, they have like the middle fluff, but on the outside parts, there's not really any fluffiness to it. It's just like a straight curve. So I decided to add some floofs there. And originally, I didn't even draw his tail, but I decided to add it too because I thought that was an important part of him, anyways. Um, I think I was thinking of skipping it because I thought, oh, I could just make it like behind him or something. But I decided to put it up like that because I wanted to show all the floofiness. So, yeah. And I added some shading so that way there's a bit more detail. And now I'm coloring in the inside part of his ears, which are pink. To be honest, they're a lighter pastel pink compared to this, but that was the lightest pink that I had in my marker collection, so I basically did my best there and I shaded them in a bit. And he has these really cute leaf-like earrings on his ear as well. So now I'm outlining everything in. That's basically it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check down in the description box below if you want to see all my social medias there. You can go like and follow those. Basically, I am going to post all the process work for him. I'm still on posting my Shigaraki stuff, like the process work for him, because I did draw him. Originally I said I was gonna upload a video of him, but what happened is all of my like data for that video got corrupted for Shigaraki, so I ended up not keeping any of the footage. So that's something that I kind of missed out on like uploading. Originally because I like My Hero so much, I thought I was gonna upload a video of my drawing of him, but turns out I didn't get the chance to because all of the video stuff and the audio as well got corrupted, and some of the video was just like it turned black. I was using a different editor at the time, so I don't know. That one kind of started glitching over time, so I deleted it and then started this new one. I'm currently using this one called UCut, which is for like editing videos. Overall, I really like this drawing. It's super cute and fluffy. Um, yeah, and just the detail was good practice. To be honest, sometimes I don't draw this much detail when it comes to even making my own characters. So, this was more experience on different patterns on clothing, and it was kind of hard because I was trying to keep also the shape of the body and make it look a little bit more fit and buff to match the character. However, it's difficult when they're wearing this much clothing, so I tried my best. So yeah, I tried to outline like stuff that overlapped each other so that way it was obvious what the pieces were that were overlapping each other. Um, I put his vision, but his vision's pretty low, so I didn't get to add all of the detail. And then his gloves. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye!